Well, what was a dark and rainy day for the city of Findlay. Skies clear up, and it's a nice one with a good sunset. Clouds looking pretty nice. Pretty calm on the field right now, but that's until the Trojans take the field. If you're taking a look at this matchup, it's the Findlay Trojans taking on the St. John's Titans. My name is Brandon Emsweller with UFTV. Welcome out to the broadcast. Findlay coming into this game 3-3, 2-1 in the track. Last week they played Oregon Clay. They win that one 41-13. Pat Dillon had his first start at quarterback against the Eagles. Did fairly well. He passed for 16 of 30 and had 160 yards. But kind of a key factor for that game last week was Aiden Eubanks. Aiden Eubanks had an interception off the quarterback and had 2 touchdowns that night, but also was in on the rushing game. He had 14 rushes that went for 55 yards. So make sure to look out for those two. Plus, let's take a look at St. John's, what they did last week on Friday against Toledo St. Francis, their rival. They beat them 42-14 and held St. Francis to 94 yards rushing. A key factor coming out of St. John's is Braden Lynchburg. He's a sophomore quarterback. On that Friday night, he went for 14 of 20 for 230 yards. Going into that game, he was leading the track in passing. He was throwing 118 out of 172. He had 1,513 yards with 12 touchdowns. Pretty impressive by the sophomore quarterback. And right now, the St. John's are 4-2 overall and 2-1 in the track. We're going to start things off with the opening kickoff. Trojans get the ball on the receiving end. So first quarter about to begin. We're going to have kickoff here. Back to return is Parker Fetterman along with RJ Nunn. Kickoff is Gabriel Chabowski. Kick is on the way, and that will be caught by Fetterman, and he will take it right up the middle. He'll be taken down past the 30-yard line. They'll stop him around the 32-yard line, and that is where the Trojans will start their first drive. We'll see what the Trojans will start off with. Try to get some points on the board. This one will be a very difficult matchup. Always a fun one to watch when the Trojans take on the Titans. And from what we saw last week with Pat Dillon, he did look pretty cool, calm, collective in the pocket. But going up against this Titan defense, things can get really stressful really quick with this Titans defense. Dillon in shotgun. Moses Gaines, he'll motion him out. And pass will be thrown in the flat to RJ Nunn, but it's going to be a pass to Fetterman, and Fetterman catches it in Titans territory. He'll be taken down at the 33-yard line in Titans territory. A beautiful call there by the Trojans. Do a little trickery. Coach Ritzler calling some tricks on the first play. And that will move the ball 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line in Titans territory. Dillon back in shotgun, gives off the Gaines, goes up the but a fumble is called, and that's picked up by the Titans, and the Titans will get the ball at the 50. Now they're going to mark them at the 48-yard line, but that is something that the Trojans did not want to have happen off that positive play. End up giving the ball up, recovering the ball for the Titans was Marcus Jarrett. So instead of being in Titans territory, Titans take over. First turnover for the Trojans. 11:31 left. And now we'll get to see sophomore quarterback come out, Braden Lynchburg. Lynchburg in shotgun. He's got double wide receivers on both sides. Halfback to his left. He'll signal. He'll give off to his running back, CJ Valentine. He'll go up the middle. A nice stop there by the Trojans, taking him down there. And Eubanks in on the tackle. Once again, he'll be a huge factor for the defense. If you take a look at the starters, we'll get to the starters after this play. Lynchburg back in shotgun. Gives off to Valentine, going up the middle once again and gets taken down. In on the tackle there for the Trojans was Owen Mullins. But if you look at the starting defense, both ends right now for starters, you got Dawson Brunner and Khalil Stokes. At nose tackle, we got Ryan Sweat. Inside linebacker, Aiden Eubanks and Brandon Hamilton. Safety, Owen Mullins. Free safety, RJ Nunn. And to finish it out with the corners, we got Parker Fetterman and Moses Gaines. We got a pass there by Lynchburg. Is that one caught? And the referees do say that is a catch. And that will move the chains for the Titans. That will move them all the way close to basically the tip of the nose, as they're already at the 41-yard line. So that will move. Titans running a little bit of a, not as a sped up offense, but taking their time, being patient. Lynchburg back in that same formation. He'll motion again. He'll look into the flat. That is caught by his wide receiver, Jarrett. He's going to break loose and finally gets taken down there. Nice job by Jarrett to get up the field, coming off the flat. Taking him down for the Trojans was Ryan Sweat. So now we have first down and 10 at the 24-yard line. Titans started off their drive off a fumble by the Trojans. That got taken down around the 48-yard line in Trojans territory. Lynchburg motions again, hands off to Valentine, and he'll be taken down, taking players with him. A nice job there by Valentine to keep his legs turning to pick up a few extra yards. He'll be taken down at the 22-yard line, so that's a 2-yard pickup. Second down and 8 for the Titans. Trip wide receivers on the left side, far side single. Lynchburg will drop back to pass. Closing pocket, has a wide receiver open, and a nice job there on the coverage by RJ Nunn, getting his hands up and trying to block that ball away. Intended wide receiver is Jack Ryder. .907 left, still third down and 8 at the 22-yard line. A nice stand there by the Trojan defense, bringing up third down. They'll probably like to see this one go to a field goal kick. Drop back to pass once again is Lynchburg, and gets it to his wide receiver, Valentine, not only running the ball, but also running that slant route, and gets a first down for the Titans. And that's not a good sign. Gaines coming off the field, holding that right leg, looks like the thigh area. Hopefully he'll be okay to come back in the game. If you're now joining the broadcast, you're watching Findlay Trojan football. My name is Brandon Emswiller with UFTV. Lynchburg back in shotgun. Motions 2 receivers. Now we got trips on the near side, single on the far. He'll drop back to pass once again on that slant route. It's been working every time. And that is a touchdown for the Titans. And that was 2. That was a touchdown to Marcus Jarrett. So 8:32 left in the first quarter. Off the turnover by the Trojans, ends in a touchdown, and the extra point is good. We'll see what the Trojans can do on their second drive. We'll take a short 30-second break here watching Trojan football on UFTV.
Imagine life without football. No Friday night lights, no pep rallies, no band. All that time invested to teach young men and women commitment and team spirit, gone. Football, where young men and women compete to be the best, where bands, cheerleaders, and countless others take part in the team experience. Celebrate the passion that only happens every fall. Join the game.
Off the touchdown by the Titans, that throw by Lynchburg to his intended wide receiver, Marcus Jarrett. They come back out to do the kickoff. Pretty quick score for the Titans. Their drive started at the 48-yard line in Trojan territory off the fumble on the second play for the Trojans on offense. So 7-0 with 8:32 left in the first quarter. Plenty of time left for the Trojans to answer back. Kick is away. It is picked up by Elijah Baxter, and Baxter will be taken down at the 30-yard line. That's a short kick by the Titans, more of a squib. So that is where the Trojans will start their second drive. First drive for the Trojans started off as a trick pass, more flea flicker. Dylan throws it into the flat to R.J. Nunn and intended pass to Parker Fetterman. That was caught, but a mishandled handoff on a run on the next play. That fumbles, and Titans would take over. Dylan back in shotgun. He'll pump fake, looking deep for his intended wide receiver, Gilbert, and that is definitely going to be pass interference on the Titans. There was a hold, and that will be Marcus Jarrett. You can definitely tell he was holding on to Gilbert's jersey right there. First down for the Trojans. So first down and 10 at the 45-yard line. Dylan back in shotgun, double wide receivers on both sides. He's got his halfback on his right, and that will be given off to his halfback, Jacob Rickman, but he'll be taken down. He did not make it back to the line of gain. Well, they're saying that he's back a little bit, so that's going to be second down and 11, so a loss of 1 on that run. Now it's going to go empty backfield. Empty backfield for the Trojans. Dylan with the cadence. And a nice job there by Dylan to get the defense off sides. And they did that last week against Oregon Clay, and it worked quite a few times. Smart move there by Pat Dylan. 7:58 left. 7-0 Titans on top of the Trojans. Back in the same formation, empty backfield. It will be a quarterback keeper. He'll try to run it up the middle, but gets eaten up. He'll get maybe 1 yard on the play. Are they going to give him a yard? They're going to keep it around the 50, but they are going to give him 1 yard, so it's going to be third down and 5 at the 40. Call that the 49-yard line. Back in shotgun. Rickman to his right once again, and they're going to get an offside. Are they going to call the offsides? Well, yeah, that was a false start right there, but they didn't call it. Dylan will roll out to his left, looking downfield. He'll have to get it out. It is caught. Are they going to say it's a catch? And they're going to call the catch. A nice job there. It was a little out route. Post-out route there, and that was caught by Olin Mullins. Nice job there to keep 1 foot in bounds and move the chains for the Trojans. First and 10 at the 45-yard line. Beautiful pass there by Dylan under pressure, rolling out of the pocket. Dylan, handoff to Aiden Eubanks. He's back in there. He was the pummeling back last week, taking down defenders. And his intentions are to do the same thing this week against the Titans. 1 yard gained on that run. Second down and 9 at the 44. Double wide receivers on both sides. Dillon once again back in shotgun. Eubanks is still in at running back, and they finally call the false start against the Trojans. Last one, they didn't say anything about Jacob Rickman, but now they're saying it on this one. So that will bring them back. So bring them back to the 49 and make it 2nd down and 14. Clock still runs. 6 minutes, 15 seconds and counting left in the first quarter. Dillon drops back to pass. It's a quick one and almost intercepted by Toledo St. John's. The one that breaks up that pass was Joseph Barnes. Joseph Barnes, 6'2", 215 pounds, sophomore for St. John's. Right in the line of sight for Pat Dillon. Luckily, he would drop that. 3rd and 14. Going to bring pressure on the outside. Dillon will have to roll out. Throws this one away. He's got to be careful, but catching it is R.J. Nunn. A nice job coming back to grab that ball. He'll be taken down at the, they're going to mark his feet down at the 39-yard line, even though that won't be a first down. Coming up a little gingerly was the one who almost intercepted the ball was Joseph Barnes. But a nice job by R.J. Nunn keeping his eyes towards the quarterback and coming back to get that ball. Trojans going forward on 4th down. 4th down and 4 at the 39-yard line. It's going to be an empty backfield. Drop back to pass. They're going to throw a blitz, but that is caught by his intended wide receiver, and that is Baxter, and he's going to run it into the end zone, or are they going to say it's a fumble? But it looks like Baxter recovers, and he gets it into the end zone. A great job there by Pat Dillon to get that ball off with pressure right in his face. Let's see a replay of that. We'll see what the referees are doing right now, but they're not going to say it's a touchdown. They're actually going to make it a first down at the 1-yard line. Baxter so close to getting that touchdown, but a nice job there by Pat Dillon to get that ball out under pressure. They were bringing everything they had. Well, they actually are calling it a touchdown. Looked a little bit confusing out there for me, so I wasn't quite sure. Out to kick for the Trojans is Mitchell Taylor, and Taylor made the field goal. So with 5:10 left, off a nice, beautiful pass by Pat Dillon, and basically doing some needle and thread action there in the pocket, and having all defenders coming his way, the Trojans get on board. 7-7 is your score. We'll take a short 30-second break. You are watching Trojan football on UFTV. Welcome back out. 7-7 is your score. The Pat Dillon pass to Elijah Baxter. A good one. Ends up in the end zone. Puts the Trojans on board 7-7. And a nice way to answer back from that fumble on the first drive. Taylor to kick this one away. Kick is away. Jarrett to receive. He catches that one back towards that 10-yard line, and finally will be taken down. And on the tackle for the Trojans was Eubanks once again, and also on the tackle was Khalil Stokes. Last time the Titans were on offense, they would see the end zone. Sophomore quarterback showing why he's a leader for the track conference in passing. Lynchenberg doing a fairly well job at it. Lynchenberg back in shotgun, trips on the far side, single on the near. He'll drop back to pass once again. He looks into the flat, and he has his wide receiver caught there by Keegan Eddingfield. They're going to mark him. That's going to be a 6-yard pickup right there. Second down and 4 at the 32-yard line. Double wide receivers this time on both sides. Lynchenberg, he'll motion. Drop back to pass. They're using that flat a lot. But a nice job by the Trojans to pick that one up. Owen Mullins on the tackle. But it will move the change for the Titans. And that is something that the Trojans are definitely going to have to watch out for. Definitely utilizing the flat. Same formation. Lynchenberg looking downfield this time, but he will be taken down for a sack there by Ryan Sweat, getting to the quarterback and taking him down for a huge loss. It's going to take him back to the 29-yard, are they calling that the 29-yard line? So make that second down and 16. Actually marked it at the 28-yard line. And we're going to get a false start on the offense, or are we going to get a timeout? Yep, we're going to do the false start. There was some confusion by the Titans looking towards the sideline. Lynchenberg was looking towards the sideline. The offensive line thought it was a go, and clearly was not. So that brings them back even more. It makes it second down and 21 at the 23. Lynchenberg, he'll roll out of the pocket. This time he'll run, he'll throw. A nice job there, but a huge hit. Huge hit stick there by Cross De La Cruz, lighting it up, trying to get his other defensive players excited. Definitely the sideline was loving that. Brings it up to third down and 7 on the 43-yard line, and a nice tackle there by De La Cruz. Trojans playing a very close defensive package. They'll bring pressure on Lynchenberg, but that will be caught by his intended wide receiver right there. And that is Thomas Zeros. And that will move the chains once again for the Titans. Right at the 50-yard line. Trojans definitely playing a pretty close man-to-man coverage. Lynchenberg back to pass. He'll roll out to his left. A nice throw there. Trying to do a little bit of a layup right there in basketball terms. A little nice soft pass to try to get it over the defender's head, but C.J. Valentine cannot reel that one in. Nice job by Trojan corners to knock that one away. But definitely Trojans making an impact on that defensive line, getting through and making Lynchenberg run to the outside most of the time. Lynchenberg back in shotgun, drop back to pass, gets lit up on the outside. That was Grant Mormon. Nice job there, but Lynchenberg does get the ball off for a gain of 6. Third down and 4 at the 44-yard line. They are back in Trojan territory. 2:18 left in this first quarter. 7-7 is the score. 5 seconds left on the play clock for the Titans. Are they going to be able to get the play off? And they do. And that will be a handoff to his running back. And finally gets taken out of bounds by the Trojans. That was Carson Tolf on the carry. Nice play fake there by Linchenberg. Now it's going to be first down and 10 at the 20-yard line with 1:49 left. Linchenberg back in shotgun. He's trying to get the defense offside. But a nice job by the defense recovering. Linchenberg back in shotgun. He just got trips. They'll do another throw in the flat, but we got a flag, so what are they going to call? We got 2 flags now, so this could be offsetting penalties, or if it's both on the Titans, there could be a potential hold or a pass interference call on the Trojans. We'll see what the referees have to say, but definitely an unsportsmanlike conduct will be called on the Titans. So I guess both flags were personal fouls, but instead they called the personal foul on number 53, Antonio Williams. So that will bring him back 15 yards. First down and 13 at the 24-yard line for the Titans. They're moving the chains back, so instead of it being a first down and 13, they're saying it's a first down and 10. But now the referees have to come out and talk about it. There's some confusion. Ritzler wants to know why the line of gain is getting moved back instead of the chains staying in the spot they're supposed to be in and then move the ball back 15. But referees say that they're going to move the chains back instead of moving the ball back. Well, it's going to be first down and 10 anyways for the Titans on the 23-yard line. Running clock in this first quarter, almost coming to an end. Linchenberg will drop back to pass, has pressure, does have his wide receiver, Jarrett. Well, actually, that was not Jarrett, that was Swift, Sam Swift. And he will get another first down, and they are definitely using the sidelines to their advantage, having some nice rub routes coming from the Titans. Titans looking to score again, but right now we're tied 7-7. Linchenberg back in shotgun, has his halfback behind him. That's Valentine. Double wide receivers on the left, single on the far right. Linchenberg drop backs the pass. It's one-on-one, and winning that competition right there was Thomas Zeros for the touchdown. So that will make it 13-7. A one-on-one matchup going towards the corner of the end zone. Linchenberg throws a nice dime there and puts the Titans ahead of the Trojans once again. Kick is up, and the kick is good for the Titans. That was Gabriel Chablowski. So 14-7, Titans answer back from the Trojans' last score. So it seems like it's going to be pretty much a back and forth type of game. It's going to be interesting through the rest of the way if this is just the first quarter. We'll take a short 30-second break. When we come back, we'll have more action. You are watching Trojan football on UFTV.
Wasbro Rental Property is a family-owned and operated residential rental company serving Findlay, Ohio and the surrounding areas. For over 50 years, Wasbro Rental Property has helped residents find the right apartment to fit their needs. Go to theshermanhouse.net for more rental information or call 419-423-8321. Wasbro is proud to support the Findlay Media Network.
Why do I choose Union Bank? Because they understand that I work hard for my money and deserve a reward, like Everyday Rewards Checking, a checking account that rewards you with a refund on your ATM charges. Plus, you can get paid, cash rewards, or great interest rate rewards just for using your debit card or paying a bill online, right from your phone or tablet. Stop by the Union Bank today and ask about Everyday Rewards Checking, or visit us online. Your community bank. Union Bank. Member FDIC.
Titans score from a Lynchburg pass to Zeros, his tight end, to make it 14-7. That is Lynchburg's second touchdown pass. So Findlay will have to answer back from that scoring drive. Once again, a little pooch kick right there, picked up by Baxter. He'll be taken down at the 32, called that the 32-yard line, and that is where the Trojans will start. 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Last time the Trojans were on offense, they were seeing the touchdown for the first time. Pat Dillon would throw a really nice pass, 39 yards, to Baxter, which looked like he fumbled it towards the end, but luckily he held control of the ball for the touchdown. And that would put them up on the board, tie things up until the Titans would score on the next drive. Dillon back in shotgun. Double wide receivers on the left, single on your right, and taking that one for a nice run was Jacob Rickman. A nice gain there. They take it all the way out to the 45-yard line. Second down and 2 for the Trojans. Same formation. Dillon calling, gives off to Rickman once again. A nice job dodging a few players. He will get the first down for the Trojans. Referee signaling the first down gain. Joseph Barnes in on the tackle for the Titans. 10 seconds left. Trojans just might let the clock run out and then head into this second quarter, being only down by 1 touchdown, and that's what they'll do. First quarter was pretty exciting for both sides, but the Titans, Lynchburg throwing those 2 touchdown passes, they have the lead 14-7. We'll take a minute break here. You are watching Trojan football on UFTV.
You might be surprised at how much money is in the walls of this old house. With a Union Bank Home Equity Line of Credit, the equity from your home can be used for whatever you need. College tuition, paying off those credit cards, even home improvement. And there are no closing costs. Best of all, you work with Union Bank loan professionals right here in your hometown. Go to theubank.com for details. Union Bank, your community bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
It's WLFC. WLFC is fun. WLFC is music. Community radio station. We aim for anybody who wants something a little bit different than what they're used to hearing.
WLFC is modern. WLFC is a different type of community where we can share our personal music taste.
WLFC is the station setting the soundtrack for your day.
Beginning of the second quarter, you're watching Findlay Trojan football on UFTV. My name is Brandon Emsweller. The score is 14-7. Trojans first down and 10 at the 47-yard line. Dillon will fake the handoff to Rickman. He has a wide receiver. It was supposed to be for RJ Nunn. Nunn wasn't even looking at the ball. His back was to Nunn. So that will bring up second down and 10. And for the first quarter, Braden Lynchburg had attempts, 12 completions from his passes, and threw for 127 yards. Pretty impressive for the first quarter. But getting stuffed in the backfield is Rickman. For Pat Dillon, he's thrown 4 for 3 completions for 53 yards and 1 touchdown. Rickman's going to come out of the game. They're actually going to sub in Elijah Baxter. Trip wide receivers on the far right side, and we got double on the left, but we're going to get a offside call and an encroachment call by the defense, so that will move the ball 5 yards. Helps the Trojans out. So make that at the 49-yard line. That's where the ball will be moved. They're down and 6. Pat Dillon, shotgun once again. Throws under pressure. Has Gilbert. Gilbert, nice job reeling that ball in. He'll dodge a few players. He'll get down at the 31-yard line. Nice job by Gilbert, catching the ball and juking out a few players. Nice spin move there after catching the ball. That will move the change for the Trojans. They're now in Titans territory. Nice pass there by Dillon. Once again, being put under pressure. They're definitely using their outside linebackers to put pressure on the quarterback, but Dillon's done a fairly well job standing in that pocket and getting the ball off. First down and 10 at the 31. Dillon, a nice hard count there, but looks to the sideline for the play call. Double wide receivers on both sides. Draw back. It's going to hand off to Aiden Eubanks once again in that backfield, and he will get maybe a yard. They're going to give him 1 yard on that, so make it second down and 9 at the 30-yard line. Double wide receivers once again. Dillon, low snap, looking, goes to R.J. Nunn. It's a high pass. Try to get that one out pretty quick. He knew that someone was going to be coming after him from that line. From that low pass, didn't help out, did not help out. So it makes it third down and 10 at the 31. Aiden Eubanks stays in the game. Trip wide receivers on the far right, double wide receivers on the left. Dillon changing a few things up. He'll drop back to pass, rolls out to the right side, looking downfield, sees a receiver. Nice job there, a nice catch right there. That was to Owen Mullins, but he'll be a few yards short of that first down marker, bring up fourth down, but the Trojans, last time they went for it on fourth down, it was 4th and 4 at the 39-yard line, and that ended up in a touchdown pass by Pat Dillon to Elijah Baxter. 4th down and 3 at the 24-yard line. Double wide receivers once again. They'll motion R.J. Nunn to the left side of the field. He'll roll out, throws on the run a little high, and getting picked on is getting picked off. And that is an interception there by the Titans, and that was Marcus Jarrett on the pick. That's 2 turnovers now for the Trojans. So with that interception, defense comes back out on the field. 9:22 left in the second. Last few drives. Like I said, Lynchburg is through 14 passes, completed 12 for 127 yards, and has 2 touchdowns in that first quarter. Lynchburg gives off to Demetrius Mitsopoulos. Eubanks taking them down. 2nd down and 9, only a gain of a yard on that run at the 25-yard line. Titans taking their time once again. They have 18 seconds left on the play clock. Valentine in the backfield with Lynchenberg. He'll roll out. Another little out route there. Nice little post out route. And that will be a 1st down for the Titans. First down and 10 at the 37-yard line. Trojans showing a tight package, showing them pressure. They'll back off. And a pass to his wide receiver right there, Demetrius Mitsopoulos. He was protected by R.J. Nunn, but the pass was a little bit too high. Could not reel that one in. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Titans. Trip wide receivers on the far left side. Doubles on the near side. And pressure coming from the Trojans. Nice job. And basically breathing down the neck of Lynchenberg was Grant Moorman, coming off that left side of the line. A nice job making Lynchenberg throw that ball away. Intended wide receiver for the Titans was Thomas Zeros. He got the first touchdown pass for the Titans, but that will be thrown incomplete over his head. So that brings up 3rd down and 10. A nice stand here, and we'll see if they can get them into a 4th down situation by the Trojans. Lynchenberg back in shotgun, pressure being shown once again, but has his wide receiver, Mitsopoulos, with the catch. Trojans still trying to take him down. Finally, he gets taken down by Fetterman, but slips off a few of the Trojan defenders, and they will get back into Trojan territory. That's going to make it 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Lynchenberg showing that he can sit back in that pocket and throw a nice spiral on the ball. Nice job by Lynchenberg. 7:50 left in the 2nd quarter, 14-7. Titans still on top. That's going to be a halfback screen right there, and a nice job by the Titans. That's going to be another 1st down. Catching that ball was Sam Swift. Big 1st down and 10 at the 28-yard line. Lynchenberg back in shotgun. He's going to drop back to pass once again. Instead, he'll roll out. He's going to have to bounce back even more. And there's going to be a holding call against the Titans. He did get the pass off. It is caught by Jarrett, but we got Laundry on the field, and I believe this is going to be a holding call. Also, it could potentially be a block in the bag, but they're going to say holding against the Titans. So after a positive pass there by Lynchenberg to Jarrett, that's going to be erased, and they're going to bring this back. Make that 1st down and 20 at the 47-yard line. It is fair to say that both defenses, Titans and Trojans, are showing a lot of pressure coming off of that line and showing a lot of outside pressure. Lynchenberg drops back to pass, eyes downfield. He'll have to roll out once again, has a wide receiver open. That's Jack Ryder with the catch. That catch right there will take him to the 30, what do they call that? 38-yard line. Make that 2nd down and 20 for the Titans. Valentine to Lynchenberg's right. He'll drop back once again to pass on a slant route, and Lynchenberg's wide receiver was not there. Not even close. Mitsopoulos was still trying to get to the spot where he needed to be, and another incomplete pass. 3rd down and 20 for the Titans. Titans, Eddingfield's going to come out of the game. Make sure to watch out for Sam Swift. He was the one on that wide receiver screen to get the 1st down for the Titans. But the matchup on the far right side, Jack Ryder, that might be something you want to watch. He'll drop back to pass. Instead, it's going to actually be an ISO situation with Mitsopoulos. That's been kind of a hot target lately for Lynchenberg, but that's another incomplete pass to Mitsopoulos. And that will bring up 4th down and 20 for the Titans. A nice job by the Trojans to get the ball back. Back to receive is Gilbert and Fetterman. Punt is up and away. Fair catch will be called by Fetterman. He fumbles the ball and the Titans take it back. He calls for the fair catch. Fetterman is trying to call for interference, but Zirzos, what are they? Referees are talking about it right now. Fetterman, I believe, is trying, if I can see maybe a replay on that, because Fetterman is basically trying to say that the Titans might have interfered with that ball. And, well, actually, they're calling a flag. And they're actually saying pass interference, so interfering with the person catching the ball, Fetterman. That is what made him fumble the ball. So instead of it being Titans ball at the 10-yard line, it's going to be Trojans. 6:59 left in the 2nd quarter. 14-7 is still the score. Titans still on top. Last time the Trojans were on offense. Pat Dillon with throw an interception to Marcus Jarrett of the Titans, making that 2 turnovers so far. Now the referees are going back and talking to Ritzler. And Coach Ritzler's, I think he's trying to figure out why the ball might be staying at the 10-yard line instead of moving the ball forward, but it looks like to me they're going to move the ball forward. Coach is calling the offense. Trojan coach is calling the offense to come over. They finally do move the ball. It's going to take them all the way to the 30, called that. They're going to take them all the way to the 33-yard line. But instead of it being, so instead of having the offense come out and start at the 10-yard line, the kicking team or punting team is going to have to come back out and punt the ball. And it's going to be a replay of 4th down instead, so they're going to bring it all the way back. So the ball was placed at the 40, now they're going to bring the ball all the way back to the 45-yard line. I'm not a math major, I never majored in math, but that was pretty confusing. So instead of the Trojans being out on offense at the 10-yard line or the ball being taken back towards the 40, we're now at the 45-yard line, And that is a bobbled snap there by the punter. It's blocked, picked up by Fetterman. Fetterman's trying to take this one all the way in the end zone. He gets tripped up before the end zone line, and they will start at the 3-yard line. A bobbled snap by the punter. And a nice job by Fetterman keeping focus, picking up that ball, taking it all the way back to the 3-yard line. And the Trojans, you know, the penalty happened. They brought it back to the 45. They're probably saying thank you to the referees right now. So instead of starting at the 10-yard line where it looked like the offense was going to start, they start at the 3-yard line in Titans territory and looking to score right now to tie this ball game up. And you got your big back in there. That's Aiden Eubanks, and I can only expect one thing: power football right up the middle. And that's what they're going to do. So he gets a short gain. They're going to say he gets 1 yard, so take that to the 2-yard line. Second down and goal for the Trojans. Eubanks stays out there. Nice break there. Dylan back in shotgun. He'll roll out. It's going to be a halfback toss right there. Give off, and they're going to say no touchdown. His knee was down before he hit the end zone line, so call that at the 1-yard line. It was going to be a quarterback keep. Instead, a toss out to the halfback to Eubanks. Couldn't escape the Titans' defense. So, 3rd and goal. Only 1 yard to punch this ball in. And we're going to have a timeout called. And the Trojans are going to take the timeout. We'll take the timeout with them. You're watching Trojan football on UFTV. We'll take a 30-second timeout.
Why do I choose Union Bank? Because they understand that I work hard for my money and deserve a reward, like everyday rewards checking. A checking account that rewards you with a refund on your ATM charges. Plus, you can get paid cash rewards or great interest rate rewards just for using your debit card or paying a bill online, right from your phone or tablet. Stop by the Union Bank today and ask about everyday rewards checking, or visit us online. Your community bank.
Trojans take the time out to talk things over on this 3rd down and goal. Only 1 yard to go. Trojans thought they would get the ball in on the last play. A toss off to Eubanks to get in the end zone. Instead, they marked Eubanks down at the 1. A bigger package being shown by the Trojans. Instead, Dylan just does a quarterback keeper and pummels his way into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Trojans are looking to tie this one up once again in this 2nd quarter. A nice job there by Dylan. And it only happened because the kicker for the Titans lost control of the snap. A big hit by the Trojans defense. Fetterman picks it up and takes it all the way down to the 3-yard line. And that allows Dylan to pound that one into the end zone for the touchdown. Taylor in to kick the extra point. The extra point is good, and that will tie things up. 5:47 left in the 2nd quarter. We got a game here, 14-14. We're tied. We'll take another short break, a 30-second break. You're watching Trojan football on UFTV.
Imagine life without football. No Friday night lights, no pep rallies, no band. All that time invested to teach young men and women commitment and team spirit, gone. Football, where young men and women compete to be the best, where bands, cheerleaders, and countless others take part in the team experience. Celebrate the passion that only happens every fall. Join the game.
Sideline. That is caught finally, and the Trojans trying to take him out of bounds. They finally get Ryder out of bounds. Limping a little bit after that play was Owen Mullins, but he'll stay out there, hopefully try to shake that one off. They were going to put Gilbert out. Well, now Mullins is saying that he does want to come out of the game. So Gilbert will come in to replace Mullins while they check him out. Lynchenberg in shotgun has his intended wide receiver right there, Mitsopoulos, and Mitsopoulos will finally get taken down, and that's been a key target there for Lynchenberg. He's been all over the field. Trojans having a difficult time trying to catch him, and they're using a lot of different shifts prior to the snap that is allowing Mitsopoulos to wreak havoc. Lynchenberg looking on that slant route, almost intercepted, intended wide receiver. Looking for Swift on that. Coming up gingerly, Fetterman. Could have been picked off. Too big hit. It was a big hit by both corner and wide receiver on that. Trip wide receivers on the near side of the field. Pressure coming at Lynchenberg. And they were going to do another halfback screen. And they're going to say that there's no good on the pass. It was going to be a halfback screen. What I found kind of crazy, they're trying to say that with the intended wide receiver, which was Mitsopoulos once again on the screen, by the Trojans tackling him, that could have been a flag. That's not the case. The ball was intended for Mitsopoulos, so the defense are allowed to go live on that play. 5:05 left, 3rd down and 10 at the 43-yard line. Back in the same situation they were on the last drive. Trip wide receivers on your near side, single on the far. That's Ryder and Fetterman, but they're going to do another short little route on that. They do get past the 40. They'll stop them at the 39-yard line, but that's going to be short 5 yards for a first down. Not seeing a punting team come out, so you can already assume the Titans are going to go for it on 4th down and 6, actually, at the 39-yard line. Lynchenberg back in shotgun, trip wide receivers on the far side. Single on the near. They're going to try to, and they're going to do a hard cadence to get defense off sides. It's another halfback screen. It's bobbled and finally caught by Sam Swift. But the problem is he did not get over the first down marker, and that's a turnover on downs. Ritzler clapping and cheering on the sideline for his defense. A nice job there by the defense, being alert and swarming to the ball to make sure there's a turnover on downs. So that is 2 3-and-out drives for the Titans. And the offense is going to come back out. Pat Dillon looking to drive his team once again down the field to get another score. 14-14. This one is becoming a very interesting, fun game under the lights in Findlay, Ohio. Well, we got two wide receivers on the far side, single on the near, looking. Has RJ Nunn, a nice catch there, gets past the 40, and they're going to say it's an incomplete pass. He didn't have full control of the ball, so that will be an incomplete pass. RJ Nunn saying that he did have full possession. Referees don't think so, so that brings up 2nd down and 10 at the 34. Trip wide receivers on the near side, single on the far left. Dillon looks to the sideline. He's got Rickman to his left shoulder. Look out into the flat, has Fetterman. Fetterman does catch that one in the flat. Nice job trying to dodge defenders. Late hit right there. Fetterman is down. Taking him down there was Lester Turner for the Titans. Jarrett was coming in late on that hit. Referees don't call anything, so it's going to be a pickup. Well, no, we do have laundry on the field. So we'll see what the Trojans, they're going to call a chop block going against Trojans. See what the ref has to say. So they're going to call a chop block against the Trojans. And that's going to be on Jordan Foster. They're going to call a chop block against him. So instead of having a third down and manageable, they'll repeat second down, but it's going to be second down and 25 at the 19. Dillon will drop back, pressure in the pocket, throws deep for Gilbert, overthrows him, and that's going to bring up third down and 25 for the Trojans. .355 left. Trojans are going to have to go with an empty package on this one. Hard cadence once again by Dillon. Changing up some protection there for the offensive line. He'll go back in the shotgun. Drop back to pass, looking, has Fetterman on a short wheel route. And he just drops that one, and that's an incomplete pass. So getting the ball back after that big fourth down stop by the Trojan defense. The Trojans go 3 and out, and will have to punt away in their own territory at the 19-yard line, but Dillon is the punter for the Trojans. He's all the way back at the 5-yard line, called that 6-yard line to punt this one off to Mostopoulos and Jarrett. Jarrett, he does not call the fair catch. He wants to take this one back, dodging a few Trojan defensive players. He'll bounce it out to the right side, and finally will get knocked out of bounds by Mullins. But a nice gain right there by Jarrett, taking that into Trojan territory. But we got a flag, so let's see what the flag is. The flag is all the way back at around the 28-yard line, and it's going to be on the Trojans. The penalty is declined by the Titans, so they will still start at the 41-yard line in Trojan territory. Last time Titans were on offense, they would go for it on fourth down and come up short, turning the ball over to the Trojans. Lynchenberg by himself, looking at once again. Mostopoulos has the ball, and he's quick and kind of slipping through a lot of defenders. Finally gets taken down by R.J. Nunn. But that pickup takes them all the way to the 8-yard line. So first and goal for the Titans. 3:23 left in this second quarter. We still got a tied ball game. But definitely Mostopoulos being an X factor for this Titans offense. Titans going to have to take a timeout. It's a communication issue. They have to talk this one over. So they'll take the timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're watching Trojan football on UFTV.
Imagine life without football. No Friday night lights, no pep rallies, no band. All that time invested to teach young men and women commitment and team spirit, gone. Football, where young men and women compete to be the best, where bands, cheerleaders, and countless others take part in the team experience. Celebrate the passion that only happens every fall. Join the game.
The timeout, Titans back out on the field. 2:59 left in the second. It's marked at the 9-yard line, so first and goal for the Titans. They'll motion Ryder to the left side of the field. Once again, they'll motion Zeros, and it's going to be one of those handoffs, and Zeros is going to walk right into the end zone for the touchdown. It's one of those give-off type of, they call it a pass, but it's just one of those kind of push the ball off. It's just a chest pass, and Zeros will walk that one into the end zone for the touchdown. Makes this 20-14, Titans back on top. That's the second lead they've had in this game. There have been 2 ties, and now 2 leads. So off that touchdown makes it 21-14. And for the Trojans right now, they'll have to respond after that big chop block penalty. But they have answered back on each Titan score. They have 2:53 left to work with. We'll see how they do on this next drive. Gabriel Chablowski to kick this one away. That will be picked up by Nunn, and Nunn will get dragged down. We'll call him a little bit shy of that 25-yard line. They'll mark him at the 24. First down and 10 for the Trojans. 24-yard line. Dylan comes back out. Offense. Dylan did throw some very good balls on that last drive, but defense for the Titans definitely showing some strength out there. Trip wide receivers on the near side. We got single on the far. That's with Gilbert. He'll roll out to his right. He'll give off to Rickman, and he'll go for a short gain, which is 1 yard, and make that second down and 9. Well, they'll give him 2 yards on that, so second down and 8 at the 26-yard line. Running clock in the second quarter. Dylan back in shotgun, empty backfield, has to throw quick, and it was intended for Gilbert. Instead, RJ Nunn. Gilbert didn't even know that RJ Nunn was lined up perfectly with Gilbert, and it was caught. So let's move the chains. That's another first down for the Trojans. Gilbert thought the play was over and was not happy about losing that ball. Instead, Nunn with the pickup gets the first down. First down 10 at the 40-yard line. And now we hit 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Another empty backfield. And it's a quarterback keeper, and Dylan can pummel a few people down running up that middle. He'll be taken down, but he does get a few yards on that. Joseph Barnes in on the tackle for the Titans. Makes it 2nd down and 7 at the 43-yard line. Empty backfield. Same formation, empty backfield. But this time he'll drop back to pass, looking downfield, looking deep. Has Mullins, and Mullins cannot finish the pass. In on the protection there was actually Mitsopoulos. He's getting up slowly. They'll take him out of the game. Coming in for him is Sam Swift. 3rd and 7 for the Trojans at the 43. Trying to get a shot downfield. 1:28 left for the Trojans to try to get some more points on the scoreboard before the half ends. Dylan, and there's going to be a false start call. It was on the far right side. I don't know if it was Fetterman or none, but one of the wide receivers was offsides, or actually false start. That's going to bring them back 5 yards. So that will bring up 3rd down and 12. 1:27. And if at this point, if you don't get the 1st down, it's 4th down, you probably need to punt this one away. Trip wide receivers on the far right side, double on the near. He'll drop back to pass, has pressure off the corners. It's going to be a screen pass, and it was caught by Fetterman. Fetterman breaks loose, goes to the far right sideline, and finally gets taken down. Out of bounds. He makes it all the way within that 25-30-yard line area. And that is a 1st down for the Trojans. A nice job there to play that screen. Dylan getting the ball off quickly. And that's a 1st down and 10. Actually, they're going to mark the ball back at the 30-yard line. That's where Fetterman would go out of bounds. 1:12 and a running clock. Dylan drop backs the pass. Looking, has Gilbert, and Gilbert gets pushed down, and that's pass interference right there. They're going to call that every day. And that was pass interference. That was actually on Christopher Jaquillard. Pushed him down. And it's a 15-yard penalty. So the Trojans will get another 1st down. But instead of being at that 30-yard marker, they're going to get a little bit more closer to the end zone line. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. A big pickup by Fetterman, but a big penalty going against the Titans for pass interference. Dylan back in shotgun. Trip wide receivers on the far right side. Single on the left. He'll drop back to pass. Once again, go to Gilbert. Is that caught? And the referees say that is a catch, but they're calling it down on the ground. We got another penalty, and that was thrown around the 10-yard line. That was on the other side of the field, away from the play. So we'll see. Looks like this one's going to go against the Trojans. Well, a personal foul called against Mullins. That brings him all the way back to where the ball originally was. So take that back to the 30-yard line, but instead it's going to be 1st down and 25. 54 seconds left. Rickman in at quarterback. Baxter is out there, wide receiver slot. Double wide receivers on both sides. Titans playing deep. pass to Gilbert. Gilbert catches that one, slides off a defender, and goes right into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Trojans answer back. After every score the Titans have had, the Trojans answer back. And that will make it 21-20. Nice pass there by Pat Dillon to Gilbert. And Gilbert slides off of one of the defenders for the touchdown. So coming out to kick the extra point is Taylor. To tie it up. 45 seconds left. I believe goal was achieved by the Trojans before this half ended. Tie things up, get the touchdown, stay in the game. And that field goal is good by the Trojans. Another scoring drive for the Trojans. We'll take a short break. You are watching Trojan football on UFTV.
You might be surprised at how much money is in the walls of this old house. With a Union Bank Home Equity Line of Credit, the equity from your home can be used for whatever you need. College tuition, paying off those credit cards, even home improvement. And there are no closing costs. Best of all, you work with Union Bank loan professionals right here in your hometown. Go to theubank.com for details. Union Bank, your community bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back out. Donnell Stadium, Trojans coming off a fresh new touchdown. Touchdown pass by Pat Dillon, throwing a dime to Gilbert. Knocks off a few defenders and waltzes right into the end zone to tie this ball game up. 21-21. Only 45 seconds left before we hit halftime. But Trojans definitely want to end this one on a positive note. So they have all the momentum coming into the second half, where the Titans will actually start off with the ball in the second. And Mitsopoulos will take this one to around the 30. They'll stop him at the 29. Well, they'll basically mark him at the 30-yard line. That's when they'll start with 38 seconds left in the second quarter. In the Titans' mind, do you want to play it safe or do you want to take a risk? You're tied right now, 21-21. You can go in knowing that you're still tied, or if you want to take a risk, try and throw it downfield. Or they do still have 2 timeouts that you can work with. Linchenberg will give off to Ryder. He will catch that, but he's shy of the first down. Running clock. Finally, a timeout will be called by the Titans with 29 seconds left. So they'll take the timeout. For the second half, in this case, both teams are pretty neck and neck right now. Both identical, fairly, both offense and defensively. Trojans doing a great job showing pressure against Linchenberg, who threw over 200 yards last week against Toledo St. Francis. So doing a fairly well job, but kind of wreaking havoc right now for the Titans is Dimitri Mitsopoulos. He's been seen everywhere on the offense and defensive side of the field. Trojans trying to lock that one down, but the Trojans answering back wonderfully against this difficult St. John's team. Linchenberg was looking in the pocket, has to run this one. He was going to slide, but finally gets taken down. Aiden Eubanks in on the tackle. The clock will stop to move the chains, but it will start back up again. First down and 10 at the 47-yard line. They're still in their own territory. He'll look back. Another quick pass there to Swift. 16 seconds. He manages to get out of bounds. It's going to be second down 4. Linchenberg back in shotgun, double wide receivers on both sides. He's going to look to the left sideline and has Yes, has zeros, gets the first down. His knee was down, though, at the 40-yard line when making the catch. 12 seconds left, and at this point, the Titans are just trying to see if they can get a field goal out of it, but only with 7 seconds left, they're going to have to try to throw a bomb downfield for a touchdown. And does have a man, and that's Swift. Swift does get taken down. Time expires. Trojans do a nice job to extend that play out. So we go into halftime now, tied 21-21. A great job by the Trojans to keep in this game. So we'll see what happens in the second half. It's going to be a fun one. You are watching Trojan football on UFTV. We're going to take a minute break, and then when we come back, you'll see both marching bands play. And then after that, we'll have a few comments about that first half, and then we'll launch right back in to the action. Once again, you're watching UFTV.
It is WLFC. WLFC is fun. WLFC is music. Community radio station. We aim for anybody who wants something a little bit different than what they're used to hearing.
WLFC is modern. WLFC is a different type of community where we can share our personal music taste.
WLFC is the station setting the soundtrack for your day.
Imagine life without football. No Friday night lights, no pep rallies, no band. All that time invested to teach young men and women commitment and team spirit, gone. Football, where young men and women compete to be the best, where bands, cheerleaders, and countless others take part in the team experience. Celebrate the passion that only happens every fall. Join the game.
Number 20? With the shoulder pads off?
Things, but in front of that gray t-shirt's another one. Is that Stokes? No, it's something 0. His choice is probably 40. I think he's in. That's the kid. And 40.
Logan Current. That's pretty good.
Never call you nice. Aren't you cold? It's not getting warm.
I think it's great outside. This is like perfect. This is perfect. Hey Jamie, could you give me that towel? Put that on. Take a little bit more water.
I did make a apple butter base.
Where'd you park at, James?
Park at Robbins.
There was a truck parking at the end.
I parked right behind him.
I was going to try to swing into that spot so somebody else could take it. Just beat me there. I think Robin was going to park in the garage. Did she fill it up?
I haven't seen it, but I'm guessing it's full. Okay. That'd be my, you know how
Yes.
she's a packer at.
All right. Nice job there by the Findlay Trojan Marching Band, but let's take a look at what happened in that first half. We have some first half statistics up for you right now. Let's take a look at the Titans. As you can see, for score, 21-21, but for passing yards, Braden Lynchenberg, I mean, he has been throwing a lot tonight. Not a lot of rushing yards, but he's thrown for 310 yards in the first half. That's huge for the Titans, but we'll see what he can do in the second, but they're still tied. Looking at rushing yards, not so much. Not a lot coming from the rushers. 38 yards total for them. First down wise, they had 18. But then you take a look at turnovers. The big turnover for the Titans was the blocked field goal that the Trojans got at the 3-yard line that would allow them to get another touchdown on the board. If you take a look at the Trojans stats, starting off with passing, RJ Nunn actually recorded a pass that went for 35 yards, so you add that in there. Pat Dillon so far has thrown for 154 yards, so that brings the total to 189 yards for passing. In rushing, the leading rusher right now is actually Jacob Rickman with only 10 yards for the total out of the 4 running backs, or 3 running backs that we're using, 19 yards total. If you take a look at our first downs, 10 first downs in that first half for the Trojans, and there have been 2 turnovers by the Trojans, one on the first drive against the Titans, which would be a fumble, and the other one happened later, I believe in the second, would be a pass that gets intercepted, and the Titans would keep that one for another drive. So let's take a look back at what happened in that first quarter. So it starts off, Trojans fumble on their first drive. Titans managed to bring the ball all the way down. Lynchenberg throws a touchdown pass to Jarrett, and that makes it 7-0. Then Pat Dillon, they respond. He's under pressure trying to get the ball out of the pocket. He actually had to roll out, bringing pressure from both sides. He throws a 39-yard bomb to the end zone to Baxter, and he catches that one for a touchdown, tying things up 7-7. But once again, Titans answering back. Lynchenberg, being a clutch quarterback, throws another touchdown pass in an ISO situation to Zeros, his tight end, and that would make it 14-7. And that was towards the end of the first quarter. As we enter into the second, a big play for the Trojans, and it was kind of an awkward situation, but the punt had to be redone towards the beginning of the second quarter. It got brought back to the 45-yard line off a penalty for pass interference. And after that, the punter actually fumbled the ball, gets blocked. Fetterman picks it up, takes it all the way down to the 3-yard line, and that would allow Pat Dillon to rush in for a touchdown to tie things up once again, make it 14-14. Then in the second quarter, towards the end, Titans would see the end zone another time. It was a little bit of a play-action type pass, but Lynchenberg would find Zeros for another touchdown, make it 21-14. But in the closing seconds, Trojans would march all the way down the field to score once again from a nice pass by Pat Dillon and a nice catch by Gilbert, and to actually get away from the safety and the defensive back that were on them and actually move out smoothly. That brings us to our score now. Taylor right now is kicking things off for this second half. Jarrett takes this one away all the way back towards the 5-yard line. He'll bounce off a few defenders. No one could tackle him. He's going to bounce it out to the right. He's going to get taken out of bounds past the 50-yard line, so now they're in Trojan territory. They're going to mark them down. They're going to mark them down at that 46-yard line. So starting right out of the gate going into the second half, Jarrett slipping out of a few tackles and bouncing it out to the outside. Gets big yardage off that kickoff, and they start first down at the 46-yard line, first down and 10. Lichtenberg already throwing for 310 yards in the first half. And that was to Ryder. Ryder finally gets taken down out of bounds, but that's going to be another first down that they can add to their 18 first downs from the first. So it's going to be first down and 10 at the 33-yard line. Trip wide receivers on the near, but it will be a handoff to Valentine, and Valentine will be eaten up in the backfield. Lose 1 yard on the play, so it's going to be second down and 11 at the 34. Are they going to say actually he lost? I'm going to say he lost 2 yards on that one. So second down and 12 at the 35. Trip wide receivers on the near side, single wide receiver on the far. Lichtenberg does find Ryder once again, bounces off a few defenders and few stiff arms, and he's still chugging along. He gets toward that 10-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 12. Get another first down on that, even though they were at the 35 on a second down and 12. None coming out of the game. That brings Gilbert in. They'll check him out. Double wide receivers. In the backfield is Valentine on his right side of Lichtenberg. He'll drop back to pass. Once again, another ISO situation. He'll throw it right up, and a nice job there to defend the pass by Baxter. Brings up second down and 12. Second down and 12. Second down and 10 at the 12-yard line. Same formation. Lichtenberg gets off to Mitsopoulos, and Mitsopoulos gets into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Titans start things off pretty quick. And the only reason why they get into Findlay Trojan territory was off that Jarrett run all the way down to around the 45-yard line, and the Titans take it from there. Lichtenberg with some nice passes to his wide receivers. They start off this second half with a touchdown, making it 27-21. Coming out to kick this one for the extra point is Gabriel Chabowski. And Chabowski makes the field goal, makes it 28-21. We'll take a short 30-second break. You're watching Trojan football on UFTV.
Imagine life without football. No Friday night lights, no pep rallies, no band. All that time invested to teach young men and women commitment and team spirit, gone. Football, where young men and women compete to be the best, where bands, cheerleaders, and countless others take part in the team experience. Celebrate the passion that only happens every fall. Join the game.
Welcome back out to Donnell Stadium. Titans get on the board pretty quick in this beginning of the second half. Only 10:33 left in the second quarter. Lichtenberg with a nice laser pass to Mitsopoulos crossing the field. Walks right into the end zone, makes the score now 28-21. We'll see if the Trojans can answer back. Another high-flying kick. Rickman was thinking about catching that one, but he didn't see his other teammate there to try to catch the ball. That was Jared Bartson. Luckily, that was not a fumble. But they will start first down and 10. 24. So 28-21, first down and 10 at the 24. Trojans down. Now the referees are well, the referee called for 10 minutes and 33 seconds, and the now they're saying it's 10:32, so take off 1 second on the clock. So that was pretty interesting. Trip wide receivers on the far right side, or left side, excuse me. And we're gonna have a false start. Going against the Trojans. So that will back them up 5 yards. So 1st and 15. It's gonna be back around the 18-yard line. Same formation, Rickman in at running back. It's going to be a quarterback keeper for Dillon, pounding a few Titans while trying to gain a few extra yards on that. In on the tackle was Lester Turner. Dillon and shotgun, and we got another false start for the Trojans. A little bit of frustration starting off the second half for Findlay. They're actually going to be subbing in another offensive lineman. That offensive lineman is Andy Petinoy. And we got another false start. So they're going to bring him back even more. So instead of 2nd down and 15, it's going to be 2nd down and 20. Actually, you're going to call it offsides. 2nd down and 20. Not the way the Trojans intended to start this one off in the second half. After those two penalties, 2nd down and 20 at the 13-yard line. Dillon back in shotgun. Call. Fakes the handoff, gives off to R.J. Nunn. Nice pass there to R.J. Nunn. He'll be taken down, bring up 3rd down and long. But they'll gain some of those yards back after those penalties. So it's going to be 3rd down and 11. You're in your own territory. 4th down is not an option. More of a triangle bunch on the near side. Fetterman actually walking away, and instead it goes to Mullins in the middle. A nice jump there by Mullins to grab that one before finally getting taken down. Taking him down was Joseph Barnes. We have another injured player coming off the field for the Trojans. It's one of our offensive linemen, Jordan Foster. Dillon back. He'll do a quarterback keeper. He's not afraid to put the shoulder pad down and knock out a few defenders. That's what he did there on that play. He's done a fairly well job of it. Has a touchdown on the night because of that type of play. Gary Batch was the one that take him down. Makes it 2nd down and 6 at the 39-yard line. Dillon will roll out. Instead of doing the option, finally picking up That's Rickman. It was a fumble. Rickman picks it up, and he's going to go into Titans territory all the way towards the 35-yard line. And a nice job by Rickman. Even though there was a fumble, he still managed to pick up the fumble and keep on chugging along. Instead, right now, we got a penalty flag, but R.J. Nunn is pointing towards the Titans. Well, add 15 more yards to where Rickman ended. It gets Findlay a little bit more closer to the end zone. They've done a fairly well job of answering back after Titans scores. If they tie it up again, that's going to be a fourth tie so far with these lead changes. So, first down and 10 at the 21-yard line. 8:04 left in the second. It's going to be another quarterback keeper to the right outside. Pat Dillon will get it all the way to the 15. And they'll mark him at the 16. So it's going to be second down and 5 at the 16-yard line. Started off the drive with 2 penalties, but have managed to make it all the way down into Titans territory. A great job by Rickman to see the fumble and pick that one up. Dillon will roll out to his left. He's looking at Mullins, but we have a flag, and it was going to be picked off. Luckily, that hits the ground, but we have a penalty flag out, and that's probably going to be a holding call going against the Trojans. Yeah, we got another flag out there. If it's... So, both penalties on both teams. Those will offset, so we'll replay the down. So, no harm, no foul on that one. Second down and 5. Still at the 16-yard line. Rickman still out there at halfback. Double wide receivers on both sides. Dillon gives off to Rickman. He'll bounce out to the right side. Rickman's got room, and he finally gets taken down inside the 5-yard line, and he'll be marked out of bounds at the 4. So it's going to be first down. Well, they'll mark him at the 5-yard line, so it's going to be first and goal for the Trojans. A nice job there by Rickman to bounce to the outside and gain a few more yards on that one. Oh, now they'll mark it at the 4-yard line, so 4 yards to go to get into the end zone. 7:02 left. Now we got a penalty flag, and it's going to go against the Titans. And it's those hard counts that Dillon is doing. He did it a few times in the first half. And the number one rule a lot of coaches tell the defensive linemen is always watch the ball. Don't listen to the cadence. Hand off to Aiden Eubanks. And Aiden Eubanks will be called short at the 1-yard line, so 1 yard to go. Brings up second down for the Trojans. 28-21, Titans still on top, but Trojans knocking at the doorstep right now. They're going to go in shotgun once again. It will be a fake to Eubanks, and Dillon will go in, but we have another penalty flag on the field. So we'll see what this one is. I couldn't really see much within the pile. And I'm seeing Jarrett. So we have an illegal formation. That brings it back 5 yards. Instead of being at the 1, it will be at the 6. So second down. Eubanks came out of the game. Rickman comes back in. See if it's another quarterback keeper by Dillon. It's going to be an option off to Rickman. Rickman will get past the 5, get to the 4. They'll actually mark him down at the 5-yard line, so just 1 yard pickup. So it's going to be third down, 5 to go. They're going to show trip wide receivers on the far side of the field. Single wide receiver. A little bit of an ISO situation with Gilbert. Dillon looks back to the sideline once again. More pressure being shown by the Titans. They're going to bring it on the outside. ISO caught by Gilbert, and that's a touchdown. Nice job there by Gilbert to get off his man and get that touchdown. That's his second touchdown of the night. Makes it 28-27. After the illegal formation call, Trojans still find a way to get into the end zone and now have a chance to tie it up once again. 5:35 left in this third quarter. Gilbert had a nice push off there and get some room, but a nice job by Dillon throwing that ball up high in the air for the touchdown. And the kick is good by Taylor. So we are tied once again, 28-28. 5:35 left in the third quarter. We'll take a short 30-second break. You are watching Trojan football on UFTV.
Imagine life without football. No Friday night lights, no pep rallies, no band. All that time invested to teach young men and women commitment and team spirit, gone. Football, where young men and women compete to be the best, where bands, cheerleaders, and countless others take part in the team experience. Celebrate the passion that only happens every fall. Join the game.
Welcome back out to Donnell Stadium. Trojans get on the board to start off this second half. Makes it 28-28 off a Pat Dillon pass to Gilbert in the end zone. Nice job there. It was an ISO situation. Gilbert won the battle. And we are now tied once again. Last time the Titans were on offense, Jarrett ran it all the way to the 40-yard line in Trojan territory. And Lynchenberg would cap that off with a touchdown pass to Mitsopoulos. Taylor with the kick. Jarrett will let that one go, and it goes out of bounds. Penalty will be called against the Trojans. So they're going to do a 5-yard penalty, so that will move the ball back, and a re-kick will be implemented. So they'll be kicking from the 35-yard line. .535 left. Taylor placing the ball at the 35-yard line after the penalty call. Jarrett waiting in the backfield, as well as Mitsopoulos. A nice kick there by Taylor. That will be caught inside the 10-yard line And he'll bump into his own player and will get taken down. And that was pretty big for the Trojans. Jarrett running right into his own player. He'll be taken down. He'll be stopped at the 26, well, call that 27-yard line. First down and 10. Last time they were on the field, Lynchburg was throwing a touchdown pass to Mitsopoulos, and they were taking the lead. This time, another tie. So we'll see if Lynchburg can continue with adding more passing yards to his stats. He'll drop back, looking. Has a wide receiver, and it almost gets taken by R.J. Nunn. Pass was intended for Ryder, and R.J. Nunn, a nice job there to get in the line of the sight of the quarterback. Almost grabbed that one. That would have been a huge game changer for the Trojans. And coming up tenderly, is actually Cross De La Cruz. But he'll stay out there. He's running, limping. I think De La Cruz might have to come out. Zeros was the intended wide receiver. A low pass there on the coverage was Baxter. So we got 3rd down and 10 at the 27-yard line. Lynchburg back. He's going to have to drop back to pass. Has his wide receiver. That is caught. It was a one-hander. And that was to Carson Toth. First down for the Titans. No one was really expecting that. And Titans will move the chains. First down and 10 at the 39-yard line. De La Cruz stays out there. Trojans playing more of a close-up defense. Throwing the flat to Mitsopoulos and slips a few defenders somehow. Mullins wondering how he didn't go down, but De La Cruz finally tackles him down. He gets 1 yard on that, or 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 at the 41. A running clock, 4:38 in this 3rd quarter. Still tied. Got trip wide receivers on the near side of the field, single on the far. He'll motion Mitsopoulos to the far right side. He's looking to that corner on the sideline and finally gets to Mitsopoulos. Mitsopoulos will drag a defender with him to get the first down. In on the tackle is Nate Sterling. And now we have a injury timeout, and Grant Mormon is down right now for the Trojans. They'll go to check him out. We'll take a 30-second break. You are watching Trojan football on UFTV.
What is WLFC? WLFC is fun. WLFC is music. Community radio station. It's we aim for anybody who wants something a little bit different than what they're used to hearing.
WLFC is modern. WLFC is a different type of community where we can share our personal music taste.
WLFC is the station setting the soundtrack for your day.
Out of the break, Grant Mormon does get up, but needs assistance to get off the field. And so far, Trojans have had difficulties with players getting injured, and they don't need any more for the rest of the season. So hopefully Mormon will get back out there. But another handoff to Tolth, and Tolth bounces it out to the left side and gets another first down. Adds more after that, and he'll be pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line. 4 minutes remain in the 3rd quarter. Titans with some substitutions. Toth will remain out there in the running back slot. This is interesting. They have the fullback behind one of the offensive linemen, and Toth just dragging players with him and gets another first down and a little bit more. He'll be taken down at the 17-yard line. Makes it 28-28 still. So first down and 10 at the 17. They go into that shotgun formation. Double wide receivers on both sides. Lynchenberg will drop back once again. That is the second time. That's the second time he's gone to that spot. And the same person caught it, Zeros. And that is Zeros' second touchdown for the Titans. And that will put them back up 34-28. So that is Zeros' second touchdown in the same spot in the first quarter. So they will take back the lead after that Trojan drive. 3:07 left in the third quarter. Kick is up for the Titans, and it is good. So it is now 35-28. Titans back up, one touchdown. We'll see if the Trojans can answer back. We'll take another short break, 30-second break. You are watching Trojan football on UFTV. In the first quarter. So they will take back the lead after that.
Imagine life without football. No Friday night lights, no pep rallies, no band. All that time invested to teach young men and women commitment and team spirit, gone. Football, where young men and women compete to be the best, where bands, cheerleaders, and countless others take part in the team experience. Celebrate the passion that only happens every fall. Join the game.
So, off the touchdown pass by Lynchenberg to Zeros, making it 35-28. Titans will kick this one away with 3:07 left in the third quarter. Back to receive is R.J. Nunn and Fetterman. Kick is away. A nice high kick there. Nunn receives it, and he will be taken down at the 25-yard line. And that is where they'll start. Last time they were out there, they were seeing the end zone once again. It was a Pat Dillon pass to Gilbert on an ISO call. Gilbert would gain some space and catch that one, tie things up. Since then, Titans up by one touchdown. Double wide receivers on both sides. Rickman on Dillon's left. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Dillon tried to bounce it out, and he'll finally get taken down. He went down awkwardly, though, and he's getting up slow. That's not something that the Trojans want to see right now. They already lost their starting quarterback and during the St. Francis game, and kind of don't want to see Dillon go out as well. So second down and 11 at the 24-yard line. A running clock, 2:28. Dillon fakes the handoff, has a receiver. His intended wide receiver was Fetterman, but the pass was low. A little bit of some miscommunication going on the Trojans' offense right now. So we're going to go empty backfield on 3rd down and 11. Dillon. Drop back to pass. Nice protection there. Has Gilbert, and that will be picked off by Jarrett. That's his 2nd interception of the day. He'll dodge an offensive lineman, and he'll go in for the touchdown. We have a penalty flag thrown, and it could be a unsportsmanlike. But Jarrett, that's his second interception of the night. First one came in the first quarter. But officials are talking about the penalty. Well, let's take a look at the replay. So Jarrett dodges an offensive player and finally gets taken down. He's already in the end zone, and they're going to call a penalty, and that was Pat Dillon with that hit. It was a hit. Probably an unnecessary hit. Probably a hit out of frustration. This is Dillon's 2nd interception of the night. Referee's still talking it over. And there are some instances, I don't think the Trojans need to be angry right now with the situation that they're put in. If, with the Titans intercepting the ball and taking it back to the end zone right now, they still have that momentum. They still have time. They still have a whole nother quarter to keep in this game. Even if they got this touchdown, or they did get this touchdown, they're only down by 2 touchdowns. They still have time. Referee's still talking about it. And that is crazy. I didn't see the sideline interference, but the referees definitely did. And that was a big surprise. I thought the only penalty was going to be called against Pat Dillon, but instead take the touchdown off the board. And there was oh no, they're going to say that they're going to keep it a touchdown. So it will be 41-28. So the sideline interference will be enforced, but then the dead ball one will be enforced on the kickoff. Switching out footballs right now. So 41-28. Pat Dillon throws an interception to Jarrett. Still have another quarter to go. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So 42-28 will be the score off a very confusing penalty yardage right there. We'll see if Findlay can answer back. But right now, 2 big drives by the Titans one led by Lynchenberg, but this time Pat Dillon giving the Titans a gift on offense. I'm going to be curious on where they're going to be placing the ball. So it starts at the 40. So they'll bring it back. So they placed the ball at the 40, brought it back to the 25-yard line, and then you have the personal foul. So that brings it all the way back to the 40-yard line. Just to explain it for everybody that's watching out there. Shablowski to kick this one off. Back to receive is R.J. Nunn as well as Fetterman. Kick is up. Nunn's going to let that one go. We got a penalty, and that will be a re-kick and bring the ball 5 yards back. Well, instead of bringing the ball back to do a re-kick, Trojans will just bring the ball to the 35-yard line. That is where they'll start, first down and 10. Dillon definitely wants to erase that interception that he threw. Come back. Trojans trying to keep the energy alive. Dillon shotgun gives off to Rickman. Rickman, he'll get eaten up. He'll get 1 yard on that run. Makes it second down and 9 at the 36-yard line. Minute 55 with a running clock in this third quarter. Don't really need to run a hurry-up offense in this case. You still got a whole another 12 minutes to work with. Dillon looking on the slant route, fakes it, throws it to Gilbert. He catches that. Well, he did bobble it a little bit. I can't see from the other side what the ref saw, but they're saying that is an incomplete pass, and that brings up third down and 9. But the past third downs that the Trojans have been in third down and longs, they have been able to get that first down. Empty backfield once again. Dillon with that hard count. Definitely had gotten that defensive line off sides or with encroachment. He'll drop back to pass. Nice protection by the offensive line. He had a wide receiver to Fetterman, and he threw it to the ground. Fetterman not happy, showing some frustration. And he had some frustration on the last drive, but the Trojans will have to punt this one away with 1:22 left in the third. Mitsopoulos back to receive for the Titans. Dillon will kick this one. Nice. A nice punt there. Brings it all the way back to the 15-yard line for Mitsopoulos. He'll dodge a few defenders right there. He's got room. He's going to bounce it out once again, and he's using that sideline like Jarrett did on that kickoff to start off the third quarter. Mitsopoulos is going to take this all the way into Trojan territory, and they're going to mark him down at the 46-yard line. So that is where Lynchenberg will start with his Titan offense. Leading the way right now, 42-28. They had a touchdown on their last drive. It was a pass from Lynchenberg to Zeros for Zeros' second touchdown. So, minute 07 left Motion zeros. It's going to be another chest pass to zeros. Spin move a guy. He'll get past the 40. He's short of the first down marker, so that will bring up second down and let's say 3. They'll say second down and 2 on that. At the 38-yard line. Substitutions coming from St. John's. Keegan Enningfield coming out. Valentine behind Lichtenberg. It's going to be a throw in the flat. It was a fake handoff. Got it to Ryder. He'll dodge another defender and finally gets taken out of bounds, but there is going to be a penalty. Are they going to call a penalty? There's no penalty after the play. 10 seconds left in the third quarter. At the 18-yard line, they're going to let the clock go. Well, actually, he went out of bounds, so give off to Valentine. Valentine will be taken down. Nice job there by the Trojans. And the clock will go out, and the fourth quarter will be coming up. Trojans down 42-28. We'll take a short 30-second break. You are watching Trojan football on UFTV.
You might be surprised at how much money is in the walls of this old house. With a Union Bank Home Equity Line of Credit, the equity from your home can be used for whatever you need. College tuition, paying off those credit cards, even home improvement. And there are no closing costs. Best of all, you work with Union Bank loan professionals right here in your hometown. Go to theubank.com for details. Union Bank, your community bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Beginning of the fourth quarter. 12 minutes, and that's it for the Trojans to either tie or regain the lead. Down 42-28, but the Toledo St. John's have it second down and 9 at the 17-yard line, looking for another score. Some frustration being shown by the Trojans, but they still have 12 minutes to work with. Now, if the Titans do score, Trojans are going to have to work pretty hard to get into the end zone and stop this Titans team. But so far, Lichtenberg has been pretty solid for the Titans, utilizing his various wide receivers. Lichtenberg motions a player, Ryder, over to the left, but he's going to look to the right in that corner of the end zone and is caught by Zeros. And that is another touchdown. That's his third touchdown catch of the night. And if you, basically it's a mirror image. If you look down on the far left side of the field, it's the same situation. Another pass in the corner. Corner passes are very difficult to throw. And Zeros got up there and caught that one. Nice throw there by Lichtenberg once again. Makes the score now 48-28, and with that field goal, makes it 49-28. Trojans down by 3 touchdowns with 11:54 left in this fourth quarter. We'll take another short 30-second break. You're watching Trojan football on UFTV. It's ridiculous. In the same spot. It's the same spot. They're doing ISO in the same spot. Shablowski to come out and kick the ball after the score. Fetterman and Nunn back to receive. It's going to be a little pooch kick there. Caught by the Trojans. That was caught by Jarrett Bartson. We'll get it around the 38-yard line, and that is where the Trojans will start. Last time they were on offense, they had to punt away. And now we have a sideline warning against Toledo St. John's. They already had a sideline interference after the pick 6 by Jarrett. And now we got the sideline warning. $11:50 left in the fourth quarter for the Trojans to work with to try to get 3 touchdowns to get back into this one. Dillon with the quick pass in the flat to Fetterman. He'll dodge a few players, a nice few jukes, but it's going to go for a short gain right there. Maybe 3 yards on that one. Makes it 2nd down and 7. Mark him at the 41-yard line. Running clock. Trip wide receivers on the near side of the field, single on the far side. Fake handoff to Rickman and pass to Nunn and gets lit up by Joshua Desirwa. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 at the 41. Dillon throwing that into dangerous coverage right there. Dillon's going to have to roll out of the pocket, throws deep, and that's going to be another interception by the Titans. And we'll get knocked out of bounds. That's Lester Turner with the pick. And that is another interception thrown by Dillon. That's 3, but now we have flags going all over the field. So let's see what the officials have to say. The flags occurred after the play, most likely an unsportsmanlike conduct call. I didn't see who did it. Well, Toledo St. John's showing, you know, they had the sideline warning, and then they had the sideline interference. Now we got an unsportsmanlike conduct on Toledo St. John's. So after the pick, the ball is actually going to be taken back to the 48. Was taken out around the 25, but after the personal foul call, that is where the Titans are going to start. 11:04 left. Trojans have to try to get the Titans on a 3-and-out. Tolth has come back into the game in the running back slot. Tolth had a few big runs against the Trojans in that 3rd quarter. He's going to motion zeros. It's going to be another handoff to Tolth. And he'll go for a nice gain. Call that 2nd down and 5. Nope, 2nd down and 4. Now the referees. Uniform problem. Got that fixed. Lichtenberg back in shotgun. Showing pressure by the Trojans on the outside. Go back to Tooth. He'll get taken out of bounds, but gets the first down. Taken out at the 35-yard line. Called that the 37-yard line. And that will move the chains. Trojans need a stop here if they want to stay in this ball game. Another chest pass there to Zeros, and he'll be taken down. They've done that play a few times throughout the game. But a nice job by the Trojans to recognize it and swarm to the ball. Brings up second down and 9 at the 36-yard line. And right now, Titans taking their time trying to work the clock. Another handoff, actually fake handoff to Tolth. He's looking deep. He has a wide receiver, and that is caught by Sam Swift. Sam Swift for another Titans touchdown. And now Trojans are down by 4 touchdowns in the game. And the Titans might be taking this one away from the Trojans. Jablowski to kick the extra point for the Titans. Kick is up. The kick is good. Makes it 56-28. Trojans only have 9:29 to work with to try to get some points on the board. They're down by 4 touchdowns. That's a difficult challenge to do against this Toledo St. John's team. We'll take a short 30-second break. You're watching Trojan football on UFTV.
Wasbro Rental Property is a family-owned and operated residential rental company serving Findlay, Ohio and the surrounding areas. For over 50 years, Wasbro Rental Property has helped residents find the right apartment to fit their needs. Go to theshermanhouse.net for more rental information or call 419-423-8321. Wasbro is proud to support the Findlay Media Network.
Back out. Trojans will set up for the kick return. Titans once again visit the end zone. A deep pass thrown by Lichtenberg for a touchdown. Throws it to Sam Swift, makes it 56-28. And right now, Trojans have a very high mountain to climb with a short amount of time. Jablowski to kick this one off. Deep kick right there. Swift has it, or excuse me, Rickman has it, gets it past the 30-yard line. So, Trojan offense coming back out, and a sense of urgency definitely is going to have to be in the minds of the Trojans. They can't really take their time. They're going to have to get some quick passes out if they want to stay in this ball game. They've had actually really good opportunities with throwing the ball. It's just finishing them off. Thrown in the flat to Nunn, and he's going to get taken out of bounds, and that will bring them back a few yards. So that would be a loss there. Second down and 13 at the 31. Well, actually, mark that back to the 28-yard line. Now 9 minutes and counting remain in the fourth quarter. Trojans down by 4 touchdowns. Empty backfield for Dylan. Dylan's going to drop back to pass, has to look downfield, gets the pass off, gets it to his intended wide receiver, Gilbert, close to the 35, gets it to the 34, so that brings up third down. 8:30 left, running clock still. 3rd and 7 at the 34-yard line. Another empty backfield for Dylan. Titans playing off. Wide receivers playing a little deep right there. Just a snap off. And I think there was another miscommunication because Gilbert kind of threw his arms up a little bit. I think the pass was supposed to be thrown in the flat. He had wide receivers in front of him to block. Instead, Gilbert runs with the wide receivers instead of staying in that flat. So Dylan gets taken down, and that will make the Trojans punt. So with 7:30 left, Titans will be getting the ball back on offense, leading this one 56-28. Dylan's punt is up, and it's to Jarrett. Jarrett's going to let this one bounce, and this one will bounce all the way to the 11-yard line. Well, excuse me, not the 11, the 16-yard line. That's where the Titans will start, and the Titans at this point will probably try to run the clock down as much as they can with this demanding lead they have over the Trojans. Trojans definitely fought hard through that first half, but some of that magic started kind of rubbing off a little bit as the second half started. Lichtenberg back in shotgun. It's another handoff. That is a new running back in for the Titans. That's Blazer Beyer. So seeing some different numbers out there. Actually, we have a different quarterback in right now. So in at quarterback, if I'm seeing this right, okay. Yeah, so in at quarterback is Noah Rubel. He'll give off to his halfback once again. Beyer up the middle. It's going to bring up third down. Third down and 1 to go. Titans are going to bring out the punting unit. Clock still running. Getting close to that 5-minute mark. Nunn and Gilbert to receive. High flying punt there. Nunn back to receive. He catches it. He'll try to miss a defender, but finally gets taken down at around the 30-yard line. Taking Nunn down was Jason Desirwa. So, 5 minutes, 11 seconds. Trojans still down 56-28. And we have a different quarterback in now. Seems that Dylan's night is done. Back to pass, gives off to Gilbert. Gilbert catches that one, gets a nice gain close to that first down marker. A little bit short, so they'll give them the first down. That will move the chains for the Trojans. Rickman was given the handoff, fumbles the ball, recovers, and that will be a loss of 2 yards on that. Bring up second down, and they're going to say second down and 12 at the 39-yard line. Going to do another trip wide receiver combo on the near side of the field, looking downfield, long pass. It's to Gilbert. Gilbert could not reel that one in. He was wide open. Drops that, and it's going to bring up third down and 12 for the Trojans. .353 left. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. He's going to try to run this one. He slides. Fourth down will come up. Clock will still run. And they are going to punt this one away. And at this point, Titans will be taking another victory with them back to Toledo St. John's. Dylan back to punt. High flying punt there. They'll probably just let this one go. They do. A nice roll, and that is going to be all the way at the 3-yard line. Titans will start there, and they will start running out this clock. All right, St. John's comes back out. Not going to risk it with the backup quarterback. Lichtenberg is actually back in. Now we have a timeout being called. And St. John's is the one that called the timeout. We'll take the timeout with them. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're watching Trojan football on UFTV.
Imagine life without football. No Friday night lights, no pep rallies, no band. All that time invested to teach young men and women commitment and team spirit, gone. Football, where young men and women compete to be the best, where bands, cheerleaders, and countless others take part in the team experience. Celebrate the passion that only happens every fall. Join the game.
Out of the timeout, first down and 10. Lichtenberg in the shotgun formation, and jumping across the line of scrimmage are the Trojans. And they're actually going to call a false start against the Titans. That brings them all the way back to the 1-yard line. No, between the 1 and the 2. Now we have another penalty flag. And now the nose of the ball is fairly close to that end zone line. Back on the 1-yard line. Hand off. The penalty didn't really faze the Titans. That'd be taken by Ryan Snyder. Brings up second down. Clock continues to run with their 4-touchdown lead. They're going to try to work the clock down as far as possible with the play clock. Will be another handoff to Snyder, and Snyder will finally get taken down at the 20. And the clock, once the chains are set, the clock will continue to run. Another run to the right side by Snyder. He'll be taken down. Nunn taking him down. Lynchburg, actually, Logan Phillips is now in at quarterback. Minute 22, clock still runs. Titans reeling this one down. Phillips and shotgun. Another handoff. Clock continues to run. Now we're down to plus 50 seconds. Clock will wind down. Toledo St. John's will come out of Findlay, Ohio with a victory. And they are going to continue with a 3-1 track, with a 3-1 record within conference, and an overall 5-2 record. Trojans are going to drop down. They'll be 2-2 in the track and 3-4 overall. And now we got a timeout called by the Titans. So they'll take a timeout. This is going to be a short timeout call. Trojans stayed in this game, had a few nice plays in the first and second quarter, but once that third quarter hit, Toledo St. John's really set the pace for the rest of the game off that Jarrett kickoff return to start off the second half. And from then on, Titans really became a force against the Trojans. Gilbert with the return, gets past a few defenders. He bounces to the right side, trying to get past the punter to try to get into the end zone. He'll get knocked out of bounds with 3 seconds left. And a nice job by Gilbert with that effort. He ran past a few defenders like they didn't even see him. seems like they will they're going to try to go to the end zone one last time. It's going to be a handoff, and that will be the end of the game. Your final here, 56-28. The Toledo St. John's Titans take down the Findlay High School Trojans. We'll take a short 30-second break.
Imagine life without football. No Friday night lights, no pep rallies, no band. All that time invested to teach young men and women commitment and team spirit, gone. Football, where young men and women compete to be the best, where bands, cheerleaders, and countless others take part in the team experience. Celebrate the passion that only happens every fall. Join the game.
Why do I choose Union Bank? Because they understand that I work hard for my money and deserve a reward, like everyday rewards checking. A checking account that rewards you with a refund on your ATM charges. Plus, you can get paid cash rewards or great interest rate rewards just for using your debit card or paying a bill online, right from your phone or tablet. Stop by the Union Bank today and ask about everyday rewards checking, or visit us online. Your community bank. Union Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back out to Donnell Stadium. The final here, Toledo St. John's takes down Findlay High School 56-28. And Trojans started off pretty hot against this Titans team. They did have a few mishaps in the first half, but they managed to tie the game 21-21 at the half. But coming out of that half, so coming out of the half, kind of setting the tone for the rest of the Titans' time on the field was it was Marcus Jarrett. And after that play, the Titans really just started really clicking on the offense and defense. And Pat Dillon would throw 2 interceptions in that second half. One would be brought back for a touchdown, and the Trojans really didn't know how to bounce back from that. But it did also seem like some of that energy, some of that fire that they had in the first half kind of dwindled away throughout the second half, which ultimately ended with a 56-28 loss. Kind of taking a look at some of these final stats here. The leading rusher for the Trojans was Jacob Rickman. He had 11 carries with 50 yards. Overall, the rushing team, or running backs, they all, with total yards, ran for 77 yards. For Pat Dillon, he threw 28 passes, 14 were completions, and he threw for 188 yards. His longest was a 39-yard pass, which was to his wide receiver, Elijah Baxter, for that touchdown. For Toledo St. John's, on the other hand, if you take a look at Braden Linchenberg, he threw 50 times, completion 39, and he threw for 499 yards for 7 touchdowns. His longest was 36. So Braden Linchenberg really had a big day for the Titans, and there's no reason why he's the leader in the track for passing. Looking at some receiving yards, leading wide receiver for the Trojans is Parker Fetterman with 70 yards. Behind him was Adam Gilbert, who had a pretty big game. He had 67 yards total, 2 touchdown catches. All in all, with the wide receiver core, they would accumulate 231 yards total for the offense. Pretty good numbers coming out of the Trojans, but if you take a look at the stats from St. John's, it does not match up, and St. John's definitely dominated that second half, so it's going to be interesting to see what the Trojans learn from this game and how they continue throughout the rest of these conference games, because the track conference is not an easy conference to be in. So we'll see how they can recover next week on Friday. But for now, the final, once again, St. John's takes down Findlay High School 56-28. I want to thank everyone that worked tonight on this production. Also, my name is Brandon Emsweller. You're watching UFTV, and have a great night, everybody.